Hey there, it's Dusty, and I have another story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for refusing to attend Thanksgiving dinner because my wife keeps siding with her parents over me? My wife and I have been married for 5 years, and while I love her deeply, there's an issue that's causing a lot of strain in our relationship. Her parents are very involved in our lives, and they tend to voice their opinions on everything from how we spend our money to how we should be raising our kids. We have 2. I'm not close with my own family, so I always hoped my in-laws would feel like family to me. Instead, it feels like they criticize every decision I make, and my wife does not defend me. Whenever they make a comment about my job or our parenting choices, she just sits there, or worse, agrees with them. Last week, her dad made a dig about my job, saying something like, "If you worked harder, maybe you could afford a better home for the kids." My wife just laughed it off, and I felt humiliated. I later told her how much that hurt, and she brushed it off, saying, "That's just how they are." I told her I don't want to attend Thanksgiving at their place if I'm going to be treated this way, but she says I'm overreacting and making things difficult for her. Am I in the wrong for wanting to skip Thanksgiving if it means avoiding more of their disrespect, especially when my wife won't back me up? Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're not. Your wife is enabling their abuse of you, right? And maybe she's afraid to stand up to them. That's got to be what it is, because surely she doesn't feel the same way. I think that would be my first question to her. It would be, do you actually agree with them, or are you just agreeing with them to agree with them to be on team mom and dad? Like, why would you agree with them? That hurts. Also, when you say that really hurts, and she's like, you're overreacting, that's pretty much all you need to know. She's just being dismissive of your feelings, period, which means that you're going to have to more sternly communicate this, and you're creating a boundary now, and you're saying, look, I'm not going to go if I'm going to be treated this way. But have you stood up to her parents? I agree, your partner, when it's their parents, your partner needs to be defending you to them. However, there's nothing preventing you from standing up to them yourself and being like, all right, you know what? Enough. You come in here and you just shit on everything. You take advantage of my wife because you know she's going to agree with you. No one stands up to you. Well, that bullshit ends right now. I will not be treated this way. Maybe this is enough pain to create some change with your wife and get her to finally stand up to them, or get them to talk, get her to talk to them and be like, okay, this has got to stop. And maybe she creates a boundary with the family so that you can attend Thanksgiving, and they've promised to play nice. And then if they don't, you guys leave. You pack up and get your shit and go. Make a plate and run. But no. I mean, if your partner's parents treat you like shit, you have every right to be like, yeah, no. I'm not going to be where I'm not wanted. I'm not going to be where I just get shit on. No. Hell no. Lilith, OP should reply, if you dropped dead, we could afford a better house with the inheritance. Oh, jeez. Wowza. You could go petty on there. Emmy Castro says, if you can't defend me, then we can't be together. I'll stay where I can be at peace. You know, which leads to an interesting conversation about, is she only adopting the opinions that they have when they're there? And afterwards, she's like, yeah, I don't believe any of that shit. Like, there are multiple conversations that need to happen here, OP, and the first one would be with wife. And I would say, hey, how do you really feel? And then, like, if you don't really feel the way that you're saying that you feel when you're with them, you're lying. You're putting on an act for their approval. Which matters more to you? Your parents' false approval or the health of our marriage? What do you think, Candy Thunder? Jump on up here and let us know. Come on now. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time this evening, the magnificent Candy Thunder.
I have to wonder if the wife has been conditioned to accept this kind of abuse her entire life. Like, has she always been put down? And like, things were always just kind of like backhanded bullshit. Like, has she been, that's what she knows. That's what she's known her whole life. So when she sees this, to her, this is normal. And maybe not. Maybe she's just an asshole like them and just lets it go. But if her parents are this way and this is the things that they say, imagine what they probably said to her as kids. And so she doesn't know that this is wrong. I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying that's a possibility.
Well, also, like Cat Panda is saying here, she's probably just happy she's not the target.
Which is
she's letting him be
bullshit.
The target.
Yeah, and here's what I would not do. And hold on one second. Here's what I would not do. I would not send my kids and my wife to a Thanksgiving dinner and stay home by myself, because
Where you're going to get shit on.
what's going to happen
Yeah.
is those parents are going to say shit in front of your kids, and you know it. So what I would do personally is go to the dinner and show my wife what it is to stand up for myself. And if she does not jump on board with this, at least understanding that the way her parents are behaving is not okay. And whether or not that is what has happened her entire life, I don't know. But she's going to need some kind of therapy to understand how to get out of that cycle.
To get unmade.
But someone's going to have to show what it looks like to stand up for yourself. And I think that's on OP here, to stand up. But also, I would not send my kids into this situation. If I'm going to stay home from Thanksgiving, my kids are staying with me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them going there where where the abuse could travel to them, or it could be hit by proxy.
Also, some commenters pointed out here as well, if she's unwilling to stand up for him, she's going to be unwilling to stand up for the kids as well. So if they start talking shit to the kids and being like, well, hey, you rub some dirt on it, walk it off. You need to toughen up. You need to go out there and chop wood with your bare hands, which is hard to do without an axe. Yeah, that's no bueno. But you're right. She probably grew up in this and has no idea. No, she does. I call bullshit on that a little bit, because she puts on the act for them. And then afterwards, she says that's just how they are.
Right.
But she agrees with them only while they're there.
That's just how they are. Sure. Yeah. Then she needs to get her shit together. I would never.
She at least knows that it's them.
Like a simple line of, that's too far. Like, you are going too far. Like, that's it. And looking at them, holding eye contact and saying, you have gone too far. Like, step one into setting a boundary. And every time they do it, you're going to have to say the same thing. If they don't stop, then you have to walk away. Because you can't allow your partner to be attacked by your parents. And like, what the guys? Like, he's not close with his own family. Like, these people have like prime access to every holiday, everything. Like, there's not two families at play here, and they can't even just like be decent human beings. They're like, if you work harder, you can make a better home. Who says that to anyone? Like, first of all, that's just shitty behavior.
Well,
and the wife laughing.
I mean, I can get a mental picture of father-in-law right now, right? He's old school, and he has the male provider mentality. So he views OP as less than, because he's not doing a good job providing for the family. So it's like man v man, father judgment, right?
MSHH, does she secretly agree with them but won't say anything to hubby, so she lets them say it for her? That is one up scenario, but that totally could be the case.
Entirely possible.
So she says shit behind her husband's back and lets her parents do the dirty work. Or her parents are hearing her frustration and she's venting to them, and then it comes out like this. Very much possible. That's definitely a possibility.
Which is another reason that you should never talk shit about your partner to anyone. But
if I were to talk shit about my partner to my mom would be like, Dusty is the best man there's ever been. You get back in there and you make it fucking work. That's what she would say to me.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. She adores him though.
But yeah, when you bitch about your partner to family members, they're going to have that knowledge walking into this. And you're right. It could be. It could be them actually trying to advance an initiative for her. So there's a lot to unpack here, OP. No matter what. Yeah, you guys were right. You poll voters were correct. It is poll voters. It is an NTA on OP's part here, and I feel for him because this is the only family he's got, and they're just shitting on him.